Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Akash Jamil, lecturer in the Department of Rangeland, Forestry and Wildlife. So today the topic of my presentation is harnessing potential of native range grasses, that is water security and drought resilience in Jerusalem University of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, Bhavalpur. So first of all, we have to understand that what is rangeland. It is a vast natural landscape dominated by natural native herbaceous and shrubby vegetation that is grazed by domestic or wild herbivores. No human intervention is accepted or no human intervention is involved in these rangelands. So, what are the types of vegetations that are abundantly present in the rangeland? They are mostly grasses that may be perennial and may be annual. And there are forbs, there are shrubs, and there are succulents, and also ephemerals that are the plants, herbaceous plants that grow after the rainy season. So, what are the importance of rangelands? Rangelands are very important in the maintaining the ecosystem and in resisting and resilient climate change. So, first of all, it provides biodiversity. It plays an extremely important role in carbon sequestration. It maintains the health of the soil. It regulates the water cycle. Climate regulation is another important component of rangeland. It controls erosion. It provides a safe habitat for wildlife. For example, in Cholistan, the rangelands are home to the black buck and chinkara, and pollination services that are important in the reproduction of both plants and animals. So, importance of rangelands in livestock management. So, what a primary source of forage? Rangeland gives livestock primary source of forage. It gives nutrient-rich diet, and they are also very important for medicinal use, both for animals as well as the communities. It is a very cost-effective solution for feeding, and it also manages the land or rehabilitate the land, and it cycles or regulate the nutrient cycle. So, what is the importance of range vegetation in Cholistan deserts, and what are the important range vegetation present in the Cholistan desert? So, there are the most important and most vastly spread grass is dhaman, which is called as Sanctus ciliaris. It is mostly present in the rangelands, and animals uh, readily feed it. Uh, Mostly the buffaloes, cows, and as well as the goats. Another important grass is Panicum antidotail. It is also highly nutritious and loved by the animals. Skhavi, Simbapagan, Juan Pusa, Aristida depressa, and Lacillus indicus are another important plants. So, Sanctus ciliaris. It is a perennial grass that is mostly sown or what you can say is germinate during the spring or early summer. It has very good drought resiliating characteristics. And it can be germinate in 1 to 2 weeks and can fully establish in 2 to 3 months. And we can have multiple cuts from it. Animals can feed year round with this grass. It has extremely good concentration of food protein and has very good yielding capacity. Panicum antidotale, on the other hand, is also have same characteristics as Sanctus, but it takes slightly less period to germinate and but has larger establishing time. And you can also have same type of rotational cuts with it, and it also has same amount of almost same amount of food protein and same yield as per Sanctus. Androgon species is another species that we didn't mention in the important rangeland, but it is also very important species and extremely loved by the animals. Unfortunately, it is being declined in the Cholistan as well as the Thal Desert in Punjab because the animals are unsustainably grazing it. So it is also have the same characteristics as you can see. Crude protein is, but crude protein is little bit less as compared to the previous two grasses. Simbapagan joint is another bunch grass. All these three type of grasses is bunch type grass, and they almost have same germination period. And you know they and all these four grasses have extremely good drought carrying capacity, drought drought resilient nature, so they can bear extreme temperatures. But this Simbapagan Jwankusa has a little bit less crude protein as compared to the other. You can also see with this table that how different grasses have amount of crude protein in them, and the most crude protein is present in the Sancra ciliaris, and it is the most abundant grass also, and is most resilient grass, and the most survive and it has the most survival rate in this setup and in this setting. So we have introduced these native grasses in our campus in Bhavalpur. And first of all, we have established a nursery that provides a source of yes, provides a source of germplasm conservation and seed dissemination. So we have the other purpose of this nursery would be in the future to demonstrate blocks of various native grasses for academic purposes. And we also will use it for production of seed plant material for transplantation. And we will, with the help of this nursery, we will develop native grasses pasture in small pockets of land using broadcasting and other methods as well. And this is the work that we have done in the nursery. And as we are speaking, we are also installing new green sheets, and we have expanded more beds. So there are approximately 8 beds now in this picture, but we have expanded it to 16 to 17 beds and have increased the green sheets as well. And the plants and grasses also have been now grown much more, and there is more variety here as well. So the pasture we have also developed into, um, this was about 10 canals, uh, the picture, but as we are speaking, we have increased it into 2 acres, and this pasture is also thriving well in these conditions. So when we will have this grazing, this pasture, then we will employ types of grazing systems. So I also want to give you a little bit a trailer of grazing systems, and what are grazing systems and how we employ grazing systems in the pasture lands. So there are 4 types of grazing systems: continuous grazing, deferred rotational grazing, rest rotational grazing, and management intensive grazing. So simple rotational grazing is simply the dividing of pasture into two blocks, and then first of all we will let the animals graze in one block, and after a few gap we will give it to the other. The deferred rotational grazing is the same as as a simple rotational grazing, but there would be more deferments, and there would be more blocks here, and so this would give the one block more time to repair or more time to recover as compared to the other. So intensive rotational grazing is more. It consists of more deferments and more blocks. But in this, the grass has more time to recover and grow, and we will divide the pastures into small paddocks, more small paddocks as compared to the previous one. And this will also give the pasture space to allow a high stocking rate, which can increase production. And the livestock are more lively being rotated in this type. So we have goals that we would employ in the future. That is that expansion of native grasses, range grasses in 3 acre. We have done it to 2 acre, but we will also increase it. Development of temporary paddocks, and we will also employ rotational grazings and temporary paddocks rotational grazings, and we will mostly we will have carrying capacity of we will calculate carrying capacity of each paddock, and then for the whole 3